Most men think erectile problems start suddenly. One day, things just don't work the way they used to. But the truth is, the problem usually begins years earlier, silently inside the blood vessels, nerves, and hormones that control arousal. Here's something few people realize. An erection is not just about desire. It's a circulation event, a nerve signal, and a hormonal response happening at the same time. If even one of those systems is weak, performance drops. And here's the shocking part. Millions of men are deficient in a few basic nutrients that directly affect blood flow, testosterone signaling, and nitric oxide production, the exact pathways needed for a strong, reliable erection. Not exotic drugs. Not expensive supplements, just simple vitamins, often missing from modern diets. Studies show that when these deficiencies are corrected, many men notice better firmness, improved stamina, and faster response. Not overnight miracles, but real biological improvement as the body restores normal function. Let's talk about the first one. Vitamin D is often called a vitamin, but it actually behaves like a hormone. Receptors for vitamin D are found in the testes, blood vessels, and smooth muscle tissue. Low levels are strongly linked to poor circulation and lower testosterone. When vitamin D is low, blood vessels don't relax properly. Nitric oxide, the molecule that tells arteries to open. That means weaker blood flow where it matters most. Men with adequate vitamin D levels consistently show better vascular function, which is the foundation of erection quality. And here's the problem. Office work, indoor lifestyles, sunscreen use, and poor diets have made vitamin D deficiency extremely common even in young men. Correcting it doesn't act like a stimulant. It works by removing a biological brake that's been holding the system back. That's just the first piece. Because even with good circulation, the signal still has to travel through healthy nerves, and that's where the next vitamin comes in. Even with strong blood flow, an erection still depends on something most men never think about: nerve communication. Desire starts in the brain, travels down the spinal cord, and reaches the pelvic nerves. If that signal is weak, delayed, or interrupted, the response below the waist is slow or incomplete. This is where one of the most overlooked deficiencies shows up. Vitamin B12 is essential for nerve insulation. It helps maintain the myelin sheath, the protective coating around nerves that allows electrical signals to move quickly and clearly. When B12 is low, nerve signals become sluggish, fuzzy, and unreliable. That doesn't just affect memory or energy. It affects sexual response time, sensitivity, and coordination between the brain and the body. Many men with low B12 describe the same pattern. Desire is there, but the body feels slow to respond. Firmness comes and goes. Sensation feels muted. That's not psychological. That's neurology. Modern diets are a big reason this happens. Processed foods, poor absorption, gut inflammation, and low stomach acid, especially in men over 30, make B12 deficiency surprisingly common. When B12 levels are restored, nerve signaling improves. Messages from the brain reach their destination faster and with more clarity. The result isn't artificial stimulation, it's restored responsiveness. But there's another layer most people miss. Even with good nerves and circulation, erections depend on how well blood vessels relax and stay relaxed. This process relies heavily on magnesium. But magnesium controls smooth muscle relaxation. Without enough of it, blood vessels stay slightly tense, not fully closed, but not fully open either. That small difference is enough to weaken firmness. Low magnesium also raises cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol directly interferes with testosterone signaling and nitric oxide release. That means stress doesn't just kill mood, it shuts down the physical pathway for arousal. And here's the issue. Caffeine, stress, poor sleep, and intense workouts all drain magnesium. Most men burn through it faster than they replace it. When magnesium levels are adequate, blood vessels relax more completely. Stress hormones come down, and the body shifts into a parasympathetic state, the exact state required for sexual performance. This is why erections don't happen when the body feels rushed, tense, or pressured. The nervous system must feel safe and calm. Magnesium helps create that internal environment. Now here's where things connect. Vitamin D improves blood flow. Vitamin B12 sharpens nerve signaling. Magnesium allows vessels to relax and stress to drop. But there's still one missing link. Even if everything works mechanically, hormones still decide how strong and consistent the response will be. And one trace mineral plays a quiet but powerful role here. Zinc is required for testosterone production, sperm health, and androgen receptor sensitivity. Without enough zinc, testosterone doesn't signal properly even if blood levels look normal on paper. Zinc deficiency doesn't always lower testosterone drastically. Instead, it makes tissues less responsive to it. That means weaker drive, reduced firmness, and slower recovery. Men who sweat heavily, exercise intensely, drink alcohol, or eat low-protein diets are especially prone to zinc depletion. When zinc is restored, testosterone signaling improves. Dopamine activity increases, and sexual confidence often rises naturally, not because of stimulation, but because the system is finally communicating properly. None of these nutrients act like drugs. They don't force anything. They remove obstacles that have been silently blocking performance for years. By now, you can probably feel how different this approach is from everything you've been told before. There's no magic pill here, no instant switch. What actually changes performance is something far less dramatic, but far more powerful, restoring systems that were quietly broken over time. Most men don't lose function overnight. They lose it slowly, invisibly, one small deficiency at a time. And modern life makes that almost unavoidable. Think about the average day. You wake up tired, maybe skip breakfast or grab something processed. You drink coffee to push through fatigue. Stress stays high all day. You sit more than you move. At night, Screens stay on late, sleep gets shorter, and recovery never fully happens. Each of those habits pulls from the same nutrient reserves. Vitamin D drops when you're indoors. Magnesium drains under stress and caffeine. B12 absorption weakens with gut irritation and poor sleep. Zinc is lost through sweat, alcohol, and low-quality diets. None of this causes immediate failure. Instead, the body adapts by lowering output. It conserves energy. It prioritizes survival over reproduction. Performance becomes inconsistent, then unreliable. And here's the key point most men never hear. The body doesn't respond well to force, but it responds incredibly well to support. When nutrients are restored gradually, the nervous system starts to calm. Blood vessels become more responsive. Hormonal signaling improves. Sleep deepens. Recovery accelerates. This is why many men report something subtle before anything physical changes. They wake up with more energy, mental fog lifts, mood stabilizers. Stress reactions soften. These are not side effects. They are signals that the system is coming back online. Sexual response improves after that, not before. Another mistake men make is chasing stimulation instead of restoration. Stimulants push blood temporarily, but ignore nerves. Hormone boosters spike numbers without improving receptor sensitivity. That creates short-term results and long-term disappointment. The body doesn't want to be pushed. It wants to be balanced. Consistency matters more than dosage. Sleep matters more than timing. Stress reduction matters as much as nutrition. Even breathing patterns play a role. Shallow breathing keeps the nervous system in flight. Deep nasal breathing activates the vagus nerve, lowers cortisol, and supports nitric oxide release naturally. So when people ask why nothing works, the real answer is usually this: the foundation was never repaired. And once it is, the changes don't feel forced. They feel normal. That's the most telling sign when performance returns naturally. It doesn't feel like effort. It feels like the body doing what it was designed to do, without resistance, anxiety, or pressure. This is also why patience matters. Nutrients rebuild tissue slowly. Nerves heal over weeks, not days. Hormonal sensitivity improves with consistency, not urgency. Men who respect that process usually see better results than those chasing shortcuts. And one last thing that rarely gets mentioned. Confidence doesn't come from perfection. It comes from predictability. When the body responds reliably, the mind relaxes. And when the mind relaxes, performance improves even more. It becomes a loop, but a positive one. So when everything is said and done, the real takeaway isn't about chasing a dramatic result or proving anything to anyone. It's about understanding how deeply connected your body systems are and how easily they drift out of balance without you noticing. Most men are never taught that performance, energy, confidence, and resilience are all built on the same biological foundation. When that foundation weakens, the body doesn't fail loudly. It adapts quietly. It lowers output. It It prioritizes survival over vitality, and because that decline happens slowly, people assume it's just age, just stress, or just how things are now. But that's rarely the full story.